hope my horrible ugliness won't be a distraction to you.
Not at all, boy!
Don't worry about him, SpongeBob. He's just a mark!
I really didn't want to do this. I was so hyped whenever the new World Heavyweight title was revealed, but now I'm starting to have second thoughts. The doubts are starting to creep in. I had to play it up for laughs earlier, but I honestly love the design of the title. By default, it already looks way better than the WWE or the Universal Championship. It's a modern design of the big gold belt with the WWE logo and globe at the center. But is that really a bad thing? I mean, AEW's world title is gorgeous, and it has their logo front and center too. So I think y'all should let that one go. But I'll keep it a buck. Every other criticism that I have heard has been completely justified and on point. Let's start with the biggest one. The title is nothing more than a consolation prize for everybody who couldn't beat Roman. The ultimate prize for the biggest runner-up. Yeah, nobody can beat Roman, and we feel so bad. So we want to make a title for everybody else. Triple H would have been better off just introducing the title, saying that both brands need a world champion going forward. Wherever Roman gets drafted, we'll have the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. The titles are unified, so we're going to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship lineage for the opposing brand, and leaving it at that. By making Roman the focus of his promo, Triple H already established this title as the B title out of the gate. And he tried to dress it up, fighting champion, this and that. We all know Roman is part-time, but let's not pretend he's some paper champion. He's an absolutely dominant heel, and his family only comes into play when he faces his biggest threats. It's not like he won the title on a fluke. He's a mob boss, a Don, and he's the longest reigning world champion the WWE has seen since Hulk Hogan. He ain't The Miz. They diminished the new World Heavyweight title in its debut segment. Yeah, I'm aware they can turn everything around eventually, but with Roman carrying 2 belts already, a third belt does actually feel like a participation trophy. With this already feeling like a secondary title, how do you make it feel important? There are 2 ways to do it, but I want to address the most important part first. Who's gonna win it? And how? And it can't be a weakling, a coward, or a newcomer. You need an established name with credibility to win it. But you also can't have it be someone that feels like, we just made this belt for you since you couldn't win the big one. That eliminates Cody, Drew, Sammy, and KO already. Yes, Roman has defeated most of the roster, but I don't think anyone would make the new World Heavyweight Championship feel more like a participation trophy or a consolation prize than these 4 guys. Cody, Sammy, and Drew were the guys that everyone thought would be the ones to defeat Roman. Drew and Sammy lost in their homelands, and Cody had the biggest WrestleMania of all time. While I don't think anyone believes Drew or Sammy are still the guys to defeat Roman, their losses are still fresh in everyone's minds. And everyone knows why Cody has to be the guy to dethrone Roman. You can't finish the story with the new World Heavyweight title that's based on a title, which was based on the title his dad already won. And Cody already kind of did that. Roman and the Bloodline are to Cody what Ric Flair and the Horsemen were to Dusty. And winning the WWE title is his destiny. The entire reason he left his own creation in the first place. You can't have his first world title win in the WWE not be for the WWE title against Roman. It would be sacrilegious. And even though Kevin Owens' losses weren't as heartbreaking as Cody, Drew's, or Sammy's, he's lost in 3 big-time main event matches to Roman, and I don't think anybody sees him on that level anymore. So who does that leave you? Well, one of those names is pretty obvious, but we'll go through some potential winners anyways. The almighty Bobby Lashley, Gunther, Finn Balor don't quit, Sheamus, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the rated R superstar Edge, Rey Mysterio, who's not a deadbeat father, and then of course Seth freaking Rollins. I think Lashley would be an excellent choice. I know that's biased, but I think he would be amazing. However, he's been moved to SmackDown, so if we're using that as a criteria, Edge, Lashley, and AJ Styles are kind of out of the running. I can easily see them feuding with Roman this year if they decide to drag out Roman's title reign all the way to next year's WrestleMania. I know that they've recently announced that the Night of Champions tournament to crown this new World Heavyweight Champion is going to include both Raw and SmackDown superstars, but to me it kind of makes things confusing, and then you have to explain basically the SmackDown guy wins it, do they move to Raw, yada yada. To me, it's like if you went through the trouble of moving them to SmackDown, why are you going to move them back to Raw? You might as well have just kept them on Raw and then have them win a title that way. So I don't see any SmackDown guys winning this new World Heavyweight title. It's just make it clean, just make it smooth. The Ring General would also be a wonderful choice, but do we really need to see another heel champion on top right now? He's doing great work as the Intercontinental Champion, and since he didn't lose at Mania, I guarantee you he's going to beat Honky Tonk Man's record. So, really, him, Lesnar, Finn Balor, I don't want to see a heel as champion. It just would feel like more of the same. Finn Balor is in the Judgment Day. Yes, he's doing incredible work. Yes, I want to see him as a champion on top. All those things considered, but I don't want more of the same factions dominating on both brands as world champions. It's kind of, it wouldn't be as exciting. Who really wants to see Lesnar, even though he's a top heel, should be in the tournament? He falls into, why do you want another heel champion? And then also, he couldn't beat Roman, and he can't challenge for Roman's title, so why does he need to be this first new World Heavyweight Champion? Again, more part-timers, another heel on top. Please, for the love of everything, don't let Lesnar be one of these guys. Rey Mysterio's been absolutely on fire. Sheamus is on a career resurgence right now. Those are two baby faces that would actually be a really cool fit. We don't know exactly where they're going to land in the draft at the time of this recording, but if they both end up on Raw, I wouldn't mind at all. Kind of would rather see Sheamus beat Gunther to be the new Intercontinental Champion, so yes, challenge for this new World Heavyweight title, but I don't think he needs to be the first to win it. And then Rey, I think Rey would be great, but I think there's a more exciting option to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. With all due respect to everyone that I've mentioned and the reasons I've given, that pretty much leaves you with the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth Rollins as your guy to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. The man who can lay claim to not being pinned or submitted by this version of Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief. He checks all the boxes. It's Seth freaking Rollins. He wouldn't feel like a Consolation Prize winner or a runner-up because he didn't get embarrassed by Reigns in a very heartbreaking or devastating fashion. He's over like Rover. He's an established name, so you don't have to worry about putting it on a guy that ain't gonna live up to the potential. He's a former world champion, and he's a guy that's already gonna be guaranteed to be on Raw because where Becky goes, he goes. So I think he's just the guy, and it would be wonderful to see him being world champion again, getting a second chance at a great babyface run. I mean, you can't go wrong with him at all. And alright, this might be the last major critique / point of confusion I've seen going around online, but why are you introducing a brand new title when you could just split the other two that we already have? I think that would have been a great idea if Cody won at WrestleMania, which should have happened anyways, but we're not going to go there right now. Let's just say that you don't need to be splitting anything that Roman has until he loses it, because that would be absolutely horrendous. those titles are unified. Let's just fold the Universal title lineage into the WWE title whenever Roman reaches 1,000 days. Please give him a newly designed belt, because then that way you'll have really just 2 world champions and it won't be like 3 title belts that are supposedly at the top. People will be a lot less confused. And to that point, do you guys even really care about the Universal title outside of Roman's reign? Like, pun intended. I've been ready for them to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship and kick this title to the can for years, and we are one step closer to this finally being a reality. And in premise, I don't mind there being 2 world titles. I grew up as a Ruthless Aggression era kid. I'm for that. But let's make it less confusing and make the titles seem important. Don't make one of them seem like we're just giving this to everybody who can't cut the mustard. And I've seen a lot of people saying, who's going to be the first World Heavyweight Champion. No. I think this is a new design, but I don't think it's a new title or championship. Why would you have a brand new World Heavyweight Championship lineage when you had one in this same company for over a decade? And people remember it. It's not like some relic of the past. If the WWE title can change designs but keep the same lineage, why can't the world title? That way it won't feel like something they just pulled out of thin air or out of their ass on a whim. You'll have 2 world titles that you have a lineage to look back on, but that's just my 2 cents. But alright guys, I've carried on about this long enough. It's been a week, so maybe you guys aren't as upset about it. I'm sure we're going to see more things come Raw tonight about, where this is all going to lead, and maybe more about the tournament after Backlash. I'm not really sure, but things just look a little messy right now. And I think until they clean it up, until Roman loses, this is going to be the B title, the runner-up title, the pity sex title. This is just going to be the title that, everybody can get a title because you get a title, everybody can be world champion. It's going to be that until they change some things around. So definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. This has been Brandon from EK Wrestling. Consider joining the EK Empire, suplexing that subscribe button, chopping the like button. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Until next time, and good night, goodbye, and bang.